Hey, so here's the story of why the LT Wright foraging tool got completely and utterly rusted. You'll notice right over there that that is a marshy area. Typically has cattails growing in it. You don't see any right now because I've harvested a bunch of them. So there's a bunch more up there. But anyway, I was out here using the foraging tool to harvest cattails. Worked exceptionally well. Love the tool. I'd used it several times to forage for different edibles and medicinals. On this particular day, the mud right there is up almost to my knees, almost over my muck boots. I take a step forward and the mud is literally up on my thigh, and I try to pull out and I get stuck, and then I get twisted and I start to fall. So, rules of safety. If you're falling and you have a knife in your hand, toss it away from you. So my wife was near me because I was foraging cattails and handing them to her. So I turned, tossed the foraging tool over near where our gear was set up. When it hit, I heard a clink, which means it hit a rock or something, okay? So that gives me an indicator of how far it came because it came over here near the road. So I finally extricate myself after losing a boot in the mud and had to dig it out. Come over here. She looks for it. I look for it. We look up and down through here, up and through there. We did that several times. We looked with what seemed like forever. Didn't find it. I said, okay, I'll come back with my magnet. Got one of those big magnets when I'm burning wood that I drag through the wood when I'm burning barn wood and stuff to get rid of it, to get the nails and stuff out. So drag my magnet through here, I don't know, for an hour. Don't find it. I'm up and down all the way from where I was. I knew the very general area. I knew that it was right here somewhere because I kind of had an idea where I tossed it. But in the midst of falling, I didn't watch where the knife went the whole way because I was literally falling. So with that said, I said, well, I'll come back and I'll utilize a metal detector. I don't have one. So I went and rented one from a rental shop and came out here and I looked 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 and I looked. Couldn't find it. And I'm thinking either I don't know what I'm doing or this is a very poor metal detector. So it turns out it was a terrible metal detector. They robbed me, took my money, and gave me a metal detector. It didn't work. It's because I put some metal stuff out on the ground and checked it, and it just wasn't working. So I looked some more, and we made several trips out through here. Tracker, what are you doing? Get over here. Get your ball. Come on. Don't walk off from me. Get over here. So look at this knucklehead. He never walks away. He must have smelled something. So I made several trips over about a 3 to 4 month period. I think I said 6 months on the original video. I don't think it was that long. But anyway, we made several trips. And almost every other trip, I would stop and just look. Because I'm thinking that was in the summer. And once everything died away, I would be able to find it. And I just couldn't find it. So a friend of mine has a really nice metal detector, and I said, I didn't realize he had one, or I'd have got it at the beginning. I said, hey, can I borrow your metal detector, Jay? And he's like, sure, no problem. So I come over here. I get out of the truck. I park the truck about where it is right now. I'll walk down in here, just like this right here. And I turn the metal detector on. I toss my keys down so I could swipe and make sure it was picking them up. It was. And I turned and looked over my shoulder just by chance, and there was one of the pins. I could see the pin in the handle of the foraging tool, and that's all I could see up underneath the grass. So I turned around, picked it up. It was rusted. I took it back to the house, and that night I made the video that you all saw on Instagram and YouTube and all that other place that I put it. I don't know where Jennifer put it. So that's the story behind how the foraging tool got so rusted. It was a doofus mistake on my part, sort of. If I was falling and had a knife in my hand, I would do the exact same thing again, and I would recommend you do the same thing as well. Yeah. I don't know what I could have done different, but that's what happened. And like I said in the video, I made some lemonade out of lemons, and the foraging tool is just as good as it was. It's just not as pretty. But if you know anything about me, I'm not a slave to fashion, and I don't really give a crap what my stuff looks like. I just want it to function. And that is a highly functional tool for foraging, and it will continue to be that way until I no longer utilize it to do such things. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Come on, join in. Let's learn together.